Hello, I'm doing a functional analysis interview regarding a client named Lily. Prior to this interview, I reviewed her diagnostic report and a report from her daycare about their observations and a cultural consideration to take in place as you listen to this interview is that Lily is from a Bengali family where English is the primary language spoken in the home. However, parents do speak Bengali with each other and occasionally to Lily. And they do celebrate all Muslim holidays. And although Lily doesn't quite cognitively understand the holidays, she does partake in them. With me today, I have Lily's behavior technician, Charity. Hi, Charity. How are you doing?
Good, Sydney. How are you?
I'm very great. Have you been enjoying the nice weather outside?
It's a little too hot for me, but
Understandable, me too. Would you just go ahead and kind of give me an idea of Lily's verbal skills? Is she able to speak or any one word sounds, anything like that, or is she pretty nonverbal?
Lily's nonverbal. She uses pecs mostly to communicate with us.
Okay. And how does she do with using PECs? Is she able to communicate her wants and needs relatively?
I'd say about 50-50. She can tell us what she wants. Sometimes, other times, she kind of just grabs and kind of gets a little upset when it's not the right thing.
Okay. Okay. Do you know if Lily attends any sort of school program outside of her daycare?
I don't believe so.
Got it. She is 4, so it would make sense if she's not in any other program. Okay. So when you think about Lily and when you're interacting with her, how would you describe her play skills and like the toys that she really likes?
So she kind of just likes to play by herself. She likes to do a lot of jumping, a lot of spinning, a lot of climbing. But she doesn't really prefer the toys, and if something goes wrong with them, she gets upset.
Okay.
Like if there's a piece missing or if she can't do it correctly, it's not fun for her.
Okay. So if a toy's not functioning how she wants it to, that causes some frustration?
Yeah.
Okay. Outside of spinning and climbing, are there any toys that she does like, or does she just kind of stick to those things as her playtime?
I mean, it's not really a toy, but she does like the tablet, as I'm sure most kids do these days. So
Of course.
love that tablet, but of course, when something goes wrong with the tablet, it's another upset episode.
Okay. Would you mean like if there's an ad that comes up or
Ads, it's not charged because we used it too long, or just not doing what she wants.
Okay, understandable. Okay. So outside of that, is there any other activities or things that she enjoys, or is that relatively all?
It's relatively all. She'll sometimes show some interest in her parents or others in like social interactions, but not a ton.
Okay. Okay. Great, thank you. Do you know if Lily takes any sort of medications?
I mean, I've seen her parents give her things when she's sick, but I don't know about anything else.
Okay. So she wouldn't be taking anything directly related to her sort of problem behaviors that you're describing?
Not that I know.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so can you describe the problem behaviors that you observed? Is it aggression or disruption, anything like that?
So she has 2 main ones. One is a tantrum, and then within that tantrum is sometimes SIB.
Okay. What do her tantrums typically look like?
Typically, she screams, cries, kicks, flops to the floor with those loud vocalizations during it. Sometimes there's tears. Sometimes there's that crying without the tears.
Okay. right. And what does the SIB look like?
Typically hand to head with a decent amount of force to where others can hear it.
Okay. Okay. And between the SIB and the tantrums, what would you say is the most concerning behavior?
So for me, I think the SIB is worse because I really just don't want to see her hitting herself.
Okay.
But I know that when she tantrums, the parents are more concerned.
Okay. Okay. Um, that's understandable. Do they report any concern about the SIB, or they do, but they show more concern over the tantrums?
They do, and they don't like it either. However, the
Okay.
tantrum is more disruptive to their day.
Okay.
So
Okay. So based off of your information that you're providing, the number one concerning behavior is going to be the tantrum. And then, well, I guess for you, the number one would be SIB, but for the parents, it would be tantrum.
yes,
Okay.
I say they're kind of like
Neck and neck. Okay. Okay. And then there's no other behaviors of concern? Okay. Can you describe the sort of intensities of the behavior? Does when she's having a tantrum, do you notice that there's a difference in maybe one that's not as intense, or are they relatively all looking the same?
So when it's something that she really wants, like that tablet dies or something like that,
Okay.
they're longer
Okay.
and more intense. Like you see more of the kicking and
Okay.
the screaming, instead of just crying, more screaming.
Okay.
And then the head hitting comes with the more intense tantrums.
Okay.
Whereas when it's something that she wants but maybe not as much, or it's just she's denied something for a little bit, then it's more of just that typical childhood tantrum of the crying because they
Okay.
try to get what they want.
Okay. Okay. And are you concerned at all that she may hurt others or be hurt directly from her behaviors?
I haven't seen her go towards me at all, even if
Okay.
I'm standing right there when she's tantruming. However, the hand to head gets concerning when it's continual.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, that's understandable. When she is having the SIB, does it tend to come in one or two instances, or is it rather continuous motions of head hitting?
More like a couple instances, not very continuous.
Okay. Would you say that the behaviors occur in bursts or clusters? Do they tend to occur not as frequently, but for longer, or do they tend to occur rather frequently?
Rather frequently in shorter durations.
Okay.
Let's say we're playing with a shape sorter, and each time she can't get a piece in, it's a short little
Okay.
whining and crying.
Okay. And does one problem behavior ever come before another problem behavior? Does the tantrum ever come before the SIB or vice versa?
Typically, she has those beginning tantrum behaviors before that SIB
Okay.
occurs, the whining, the crying, the flopping to the floor.
Okay. Do you notice that there are any specific situations where the problem behavior is more likely to occur?
Yeah, so when I ask her to go from like something she is loving doing,
Mhm.
like that spinning or the jumping and the climbing, to something she doesn't want to do, like work,
Yes.
that will typically set off a tantrum,
Okay.
especially when she's like really into it or interrupted right in the middle.
Okay. Okay. And is that the kind of main situation in which those occur?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, are there any specific activities that you guys do that they are frequently occurring, such as do they occur frequently during a circle time or when or at table time?
I would say mostly during that table time, especially when working on that like functional play aspect and it's not going how she would prefer it to go. Like there's a piece missing, or
Okay.
the pieces aren't fitting in correctly. That's when it is more likely to occur.
Okay.
Whereas when she's on her own and can kind of do her own thing, she's not likely to tantrum unless a demand is placed and that she doesn't want to.
Okay. Okay. So from your point of view, when you're observing Lily, what would you say seems to be the trigger for her problem behaviors?
So I'd say when I like take something away from her is a main one. Like let's say we're outside and I have to like take away outside, like we have to go inside.
Right.
Or like I said before, like when she's playing with something and it's not going right and she wants to ask for my help and I'm redirecting her to ask for help appropriately instead of grabbing at me or anything like that. That's when it's like when she has to put in the work to get my help instead of just being helped without asking.
Okay. Okay. So from what I'm understanding is that um, if you remove access to a highly preferred item, she may engage in the behavior, as well as if she's needing help to engage in a behavior in a functional way, but needs prompting to request for help, those can trigger the behaviors. Okay. Does the tantrums or SIB occur if you break or interrupt activities?
Like those really highly preferred activities, like let's say she's sitting on mom's lap having fun with mom and I say, okay, it's time to go back to our table to do some work, or it's time to go away from mom, like mom needs to be alone. She will really not like that because mom is very reinforcing.
Okay.
Or like for outside when it's nice and she's playing
Okay.
outside. Those times.
Okay. So mom and outside appear to be highly reinforcing activities for Lily. Okay. Does it ever appear that these tantrums in SIB occur because Lily's unable to get her way?
Yes, so when she's asking me for help, but by just grabbing at me, she's not getting her way.
Okay.
And I'm redirecting her to use those pecks that we're working on.
Right.
And she doesn't want to, or she just wants me to help her by pulling my finger.
Okay.
Then she starts to engage in that tantrum to try to get me to help
Without
the pecks requesting.
Okay. Okay. And does she ever ask for help with pecs, or most is it more often that she's trying to grab your hand?
She will sometimes, but mostly with her parents, she also grabs their hands, so she's more used to that grabbing the hand and asking. So she will occasionally use the pecs.
Okay. Okay. So even with parents, she'll grab hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just wanting to do it for her.
Okay. So when she is engaging in these tantrums and SIB, how do you or parents tend to react to the behaviors?
So typically I have her calm down and then functionally ask for what she wanted. Well, like so for outside, she could ask for more time after she has calmed down, or after she has calmed down, I can prompt her again to ask for help or ask me to do it for her instead of throwing that tantrum. So I always continually ask her to like follow through on what I had asked her to do.
Okay.
However, parents I have seen them like give in oh, you like ask for help, and they point to her pecs, but she grabs them by the finger and then starts tantruming, and they end up doing it.
Okay.
And for her instead of having her actually ask.
Okay. So sometimes parents
give
in to the
tantrums.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially when she starts at like the SIB.
Okay.
It's immediately like, okay, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. And you mentioned that you try to get her to calm down first and then functionally communicate. What do you typically do when you're trying to get her to calm down?
So I'll give her a little bit of space.
Okay.
Just so that she can have her personal space. And I've been trying to like kind of get her to take deep breaths or just like redirecting her to look at her PECS book to remember that she can ask us for things. And even if she's still a little upset and she asks me for what she wants, I'm going to give it to her because she asked instead of engaging in that behavior.
Okay. So, what I'm understanding is that even if she's not fully calmed, but she's engaging in mild tantrum behaviors, but she uses PECS, you'll still provide the reinforcement?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as she has calmed down and she's not at like that high level.
Okay. Okay. And how or what do you or the parents tend to do to distract her from engaging in the tantrums or self-injurious behavior?
So typically when we see those like first signs of like the tantrum occurring, like the crying and the falling to the floor, I'll just try to redirect her to play with something else. So like let's say it's a toy that's going wrong, just give her a different toy to play with that maybe won't go wrong, or in her aspect like can't go wrong. A little toy she can just play with instead of put together.
Okay.
But when it's like that outside, it's kind of, you just have to remind her like, okay, first we have to go in and then we can come right back as soon as we're done with our work. So kind of using those like statements of like, okay, we will, but in a little bit. Just to remind her that it is available, just not at this minute.
Okay.
Our parents typically will be like, no, not right now.
Okay.
But if it escalates, they'll give in and give her a little more comfort. And try to get her to calm down. So giving her like some attention or whatever she wanted to calm down.
So if you were trying to get her to come back inside and she started having tantrums, parents may end up allowing her to continue to stay outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll say like, oh, can't you just stay outside a little bit longer? It's not gonna hurt anything.
Okay.
And so I'll just have to remind them like, no, like we told her it's time to go inside, so we're gonna have to go inside, otherwise she's gonna learn that like if I scream cry, mom come find me.
Okay.
What I want.
Okay. So what is it that you think Lily is trying to communicate with her tantrums and SIB?
I think she's trying to tell us that she wants what you're taking away. So like you're taking away outside, she can't have outside anymore, but she wants it, but she doesn't have those words or the ability to use PECS yet to like ask for more time or understand that it's not being taken away forever. It's just a little bit, you gotta go do some work.
Okay. So there might be an idea that if you're taking it away, it's being taken away forever, and she doesn't understand she can get it back.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And do you think that the tantrums and self-injurious behavior is any form of self-stimulation for her?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because she doesn't do it like when she's by herself.
Okay.
She really only does it when there's someone else around.
Okay.
Unless, of course, like she obviously hurt herself, like
right.
A tantrum of concern. But like if she's around or by herself playing and you just let her keep going, I've never seen her just randomly start engaging in a tantrum.
Okay.
Or any of the SIB.
Okay. And based on your own observations of Lily, why do you think she is engaging in the tantrums and self-injurious behaviors?
I think it's because she thinks it'll get her access to what she wants. Like, oh, okay, so like I want to stay outside. Maybe if I scream and cry, I'll get to stay out here because I won't have to deal with my tantrum then.
Yeah.
And also like the parents typically give in to what she wants when she is screaming and crying, and especially when the SIB enters. So I think it's like it's to get what she wants and get out of what you're asking her to do.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like these tantrums are coming from just wanting to continue to play with the things that she wants to play with and do the things she wants to do. And you seem to be trying to integrate some de escalation strategies and functional communication. And although parents try to do the same, they do tend to give in easier when it starts to get a higher intensity and the SIV starts to come in.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to provide this information for me. And I appreciate the work that you're doing with Lily. I'm hoping that from this information, we can better help you and parents with decreasing both of these behaviors.